Hey everybody, hope you're doing great today. This is Paul from This Way to the Garden. And in today's video, I'm going to show you how I apply Bokashi to one of my garden beds. So things have died off because we had some below freezing temperatures. The frost is kind of taking everything out. If you hear that droning noise in the background, I apologize for that. There's doing some construction up the road over here, something that I can't avoid right now. I have 2 buckets of Bokashi that have been sitting and fermenting for a couple of months now. They're more than ready to be put out, and I'm going to put both of those out in this bed over here next to me, and let's take a look. So here are the 2 buckets that I mentioned. These are fully ready to go. Definitely been in the buckets there for more than 1 month each. Just didn't have the chance or the opportunity yet to put them out. So this is the bed over here that I'm going to place it in. As you can see, the bed has settled somewhat, the soil level in there. That's because over time, just with snow, rain, whatnot, the soil levels dip down, you get a little bit of erosion. So this bed hasn't been performing that great. Plants have kind of been scrawny compared to the bed over here. So I'm going to top it off, put Bokashi on top, and then add soil on top of that. I have my soil bags here as well that I purchased. Should be enough soil to fill up to the point that I think will do well. Depending on the levels, then I might add some a little later on, or maybe even next year prior to the start of the growing season. So with Bokashi, generally you don't want to put it down when there's anything actively growing because the Bokashi is pretty acidic. The acidity will kill the plants. So you either need to put it into a soil factory and convert the Bokashi into soil. The microbes basically digest the Bokashi and turn it into soil type product. Or you can put it in trenches. In this case, I don't need to put it in trenches. Since the level here is low, I'll just put it directly on top and just cover it with soil. Nothing's going to be growing here during the winter season. So the last thing to do for this prior to putting in the Bokashi is I'm going to just chop the tops of these dead plants off here, and then I'll lay down the Bokashi. So the green that you still see on the ground here, I'm distributing some dead leaves. There's some cover crops that I put in there. You can actually see it much more prevalent in this new bed here. Basically just encouraging root structure, encouraging root growth, putting some nutrients back in the soil. I'm going to just bury right over it. It's not going to impact the garden. It will die off in the winter time. Time to lay down some Bokashi. This bucket here is pretty ripe. It's got some nice white mold in there, which is great. It's just been processing properly. I'm just going to dump it out. And we'll just spread it, try and spread it evenly. A lot of clumps, so even if I don't get 100% even coverage, that's fine. Just need to kind of get it in all the different, just try and get it in a couple different spots, mainly where the plants are going to grow. Center of the bed. One bucket down, grab the other bucket. This also looks like a pretty good batch. So got it spread out there on the bed. Now let's grab the bags of soil and top it off. Six bags of soil down. Let's cover up everything final. If you did want to trench, once everything has been taken out of the garden, plant-wise, anything that you're growing, you just dig a couple 4 or 5 inch trenches, put the Bokashi in, and just cover it up with soil. Looking at this, especially in the corners over there, still a little low, and I'm sure it's going to settle some more with more further rains and snow. So probably next year before planting season, I'll top it off a little more in the corners over there, just so it's level and even. So that process is complete. I'll clean out those buckets, wash them, get them ready for the next batches of Bokashi. This other bed here directly behind me as well, I need to fill that in. It's also settled quite a bit. And since it's between, there's a rock wall in between two of the different beds, some of the rocks are starting to fall down, so I need to fill in that. But at the same time too, when I'm filling that in, I'm going to layer Bokashi on the bottom of that as well, and then cover it over with soil. So this is going to need a lot more soil than that one over there. That's another project for another day. Let me know if you have any questions about the process, about making Bokashi, using Bokashi. Drop those questions in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.